All right, so we are going to begin working on our vocabulary packet for social studies. The first word that we're going to start to dig in on here is authoritarianism. So if you look at the start of that word, it looks like authority, because this is a form of government in which the leaders have complete control and authority over all parts of life. So these are the first four forms of government that we really looked at, where we looked at an absolute monarchy, where a person has complete control of the country because they were born into power. A dictatorship, where someone has taken control of the country by force and whatever they say goes. A theocracy, where a religion controls the country, or a single party state, where a small group of individuals controls the country in total. Remember, in authoritarianism, one person has a lot of control, where one or a few people have total control, while the citizens have zero control and have to do what the authoritarian says. So an example of this that we've talked about in class is North Korea with Kim Jong-un. My illustration is simply a big bad bully over here shouting out their directions, and all the little country people, the citizens, running out to do what they're told. Again, the related words are the four forms of government that I just discussed. Then we're going to go to page 6 and look at your home form of government, a democracy. So again, demo means people. This is a form of government in which the people choose the power or choose the leaders by voting. It usually also includes other freedoms. Democracy means the power or the government comes from the people. Our examples we have are the United States as a presidential democracy, or Canada and the United Kingdom, who have parliamentary democracies. My illustration is pretty simple here. You know, the artwork of Mr. Langer is blowing you away, but we have a vote going on, some people voting yes, some people voting no. Related words that we've discussed in class are direct democracy, where people vote for every single bill. Remember, that's not something that really happens all that often. We have the presidential democracy like we have in the United States, where we have separation of powers and the people vote for their leader as well as their lawmakers. Or the parliamentary form of government, parliamentary democracy form of government, where the people choose their lawmakers, who then choose the leader of the country. That is an example that is used in Canada and the United Kingdom. And lastly, we are going to turn to page 20 to look at the Greek root of dict, which means to say. Our related social studies words that we're going to focus on here are dictator and dictatorship. This is a form of government where whatever the person in charge says goes, and the person that runs that form of government is a dictator. Again, my lovely illustration here is a person shouting out what they have to say. Some related words that we also see here are a dictionary, where you would go to find how to say words, also spell them. A benediction, which is a fancy word for a speech. Okay, but the related words that I have here from social studies other than dictatorship are those other three forms of authoritarian government, as a theocracy, an absolute monarch, and a single party state. All of these relate back to dictatorship because in these four forms of government, whatever the ruling party says goes.